Hey everyone, Laura with my very own quilt shop. Here with just a really quick free motion quilting video. I am not an expert by any means, but I have been quilting some small quilts and I have a couple of tips that have helped me really improve my skills. Nothing replaces practice, 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 but there have been a few things that have really helped. The first thing, a local guild member told me about using this shelf paper. It's the one with the holes in it. It's, rubbery. This has made a huge difference in being able to grip my quilts, to move them when free motion quilting, because as you know, when they stop and start, like when they get stuck, it really makes a mess. You can also use these for attaching binding when you're trying to grip the whole quilt. Really, really inexpensive. Gloves didn't work for me. They made my hands too hot. Plus, I'm always pushing my hair out of my face, and then the gloves got stuck, or the little finger grips. But this right here just made all the difference in the world. This is the original roll, and I've shared it with many people. You can get it at Walmart or any place like that. And then the other thing, practice, 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 but it does help to practice new designs, especially on paper. I bought this at the dollar store for $1. Sometimes I take the big pieces of paper that we get with fabric shipments so I can just keep going, more like a quilt. But this is where I practice new designs, and that has helped a lot before I take them to a quilt. So what I'm doing today is I've been on the last couple of quilts. This is the second quilt where I've been combining what some people call headbands or paisleys with swirls. The previous one I also threw some leaves in. So I'm going to do a little bit of quilting on this quilt today just to show you kind of how it's working. For this quilt, I'm using one of my large spools. I normally just have regular size spools, but I do have a few of these really large cones. They don't fit on my machine, so I stick them in a coffee cup, feed it through, and it works great. So let's get started on the quilting. You can see I've obviously done some and stopped. So what I try to do, it's okay to stop in the middle somewhere. I'm pretty sure I stopped somewhere. But when I start again, I do try to start on the edge. I don't know if all people do that. Some people probably can just leave their machine, or their quilt at their machine. I did that once. A cat threw up on it. It did come out, ended up being entered in a show, got a ribbon. It was a black and white quilt, but preferably I just take it off the machine. So I'm going to come in from the edge. I do kind of plan a little bit. You want to get your thread pulled up and out of the way. And this does get easier the more you do it. That usually doesn't take that long, but okay. So we get that out of the way. I'm going to do a few little stitches, but I'm kind of going to figure out where I'm going to go first. To get started, I'm going to go this way. The biggest thing to learn with both headbands or paisleys, whatever you call them, and swirls, is knowing what direction you're going so you don't get backed into a corner. You kind of want to go opposite of where you want to end up. So I want my needle down. So here's where the grippers come in. We're going to take a few little stitches, and then we're going to do a swirl. And other than kind of planning, and you can stop. So stop here, decide what I'm going to do next. I'll probably do another swirl here, but we'll go the other direction to fill this spot. Be sure and leave room to come back out. And you can always travel to come back out. So we'll go all the way back around. Now I think a headband would be nice, or a paisley, because I want to get over here. So you're going to want to go the opposite of the direction you want to end up. So we're going to go this way so that we can bounce back out and come over here. Now I just did a swirl. Paisleys or headbands are really nice around swirls. So I'm going to keep going around the swirl. This one I'm going to do a three-peat. Fill in a little more space. The paisleys are really nice for filling in small spaces. And even since I have a bunch of swirls here, I think I'm going to do some paisleys, or do another paisley. And see how it kind of, if you just scoop out a little bit, it fills in that little spot. And then I'm going to take the time to remove that pin, get it out of my way. We'll do a swirl here, It's completely random, just whatever you want to put where. I'm not doing leaves in this one, but I could. Now this is a spot where you could do a small swirl. I don't really care for small swirls as much. So here's where I'm going to just throw a paisley in, kind of fitting to the shape. And then I can keep going from there. I can do a swirl here or another paisley, but that gives you the general idea of just how I'm randomly filling in the spots with organic quilting. So hopefully this inspires you and helps you out to maybe take a shot at quilting some of your own small quilts. This is just a table runner. It's a rather large one, but you can see where I've just started filling in various things. Sometimes there's big paisleys, sometimes there's little paisleys. It really doesn't matter. Here's a little tiny paisley to fill in that little spot. All that matters is just filling the space, and once it's all done, no one's gonna notice some little bobble here or there. Even the parts I just quilted, there were some large stitches, small stitches. When I hit a bump in a seam, it happens. Just keep going, unless it's really, really horrible and your tension is really messed up. Just keep going, because when it's all done, no one's gonna notice those spots, and you probably won't be able to find them either. So just have fun with it and practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the better you will get. Have a great day.